What's up guys, it's Legend X Rona, and today I have another Injustice 2 topic video for you guys. In today's video, I want to talk about possible premiere skins that we could get added into Injustice 2 and answer a bit of questions that you might have had about premiere skins if you haven't been watching any of the previous live streams that we've gotten from NetherRealm Studios with their Watchtower live streams. Currently, as we know, there are 3 premiere skins already confirmed to be in the game, which are Reverse Flash, Power Girl, and John Stewart Green Lantern, but we already can guess that we're going to get more, definitely with the leak that we got a while back with them saying that Mr.Freeze will be a premiere skin for Captain Cold, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be a good amount more premiere skins that we're going to get for the game. So before we start this video, I'd like to ask you guys if you could possibly drop a like on this video if you do enjoy it, and possibly subscribe for more Injustice 2 content and help me in this channel on this road to 5,000 subs. Okay, so like I just said, we already know that we are going to be getting 3 premiere skins along with the Ultimate Edition for Injustice, and also there was that full roster leak in Injustice 2 mobile leak that said that we are going to be getting Mr.Freeze as a premiere skin for Captain Cold as well. So that's a total of 4 premiere skins in the game so far, and if I had to guess, I'll say that we'll probably get somewhere around 12 to 15 premiere skins, but that's just me being hopeful about it. That being said, here are a few possible premiere skins that I think that we could get in Injustice 2. Bizarre is an obvious choice for a premiere skin in my opinion. I feel like it would be one that will be pretty easy for them to do, considering that he's essentially just an ugly version of Superman. Someone on Twitter did ask Ed a while back in the past saying, "Please give us a Bizarre skin for Superman, is that too much to ask for?" And Ed responded saying, "That's reasonable." So with a positive response like that, I do think that something like this could really happen. Like I said, it would be something that would be very simple design wise to do, and I think it would be very interesting to hear his dialogue with all the other characters in Injustice 2's roster. Now if Superman gets a premiere skin, I feel like it's only reasonable that Batman gets one as well. Owlman would not only make sense being a premiere skin for Batman, but it will also be the perfect one because Ed already promised that he would add in Watchmen characters into Injustice 2. Now don't get me wrong, I do think that we will get at least one of them as a DLC character, with the Rorschach being an obvious choice, but I do think it would be good if they were to do this because we would get at least 2 Watchmen characters that will be in the game. So that would be a way for them to be able to keep their word on what they said about Watchmen characters being in, and it would be a pretty cool premiere skin to see in Injustice 2. Being another obvious choice, I'm sure that Shazam is going to be a premiere skin for Black Adam in the game. I know a lot of people was wondering why Shazam isn't on the main roster already if you've seen the lead roster, so if they were to do this, at least you will be able to play as him still. For the most part, they have the same moves, so I'm not too surprised that they decided to do something like this, and considering that Shazam was killed by Superman, it would make more sense for him to be the premiere skin instead of Black Adam. Regardless, I'm almost 100% sure that he will be a premiere skin that we can expect to see in Injustice 2. I think that Red Arrow would be a pretty cool premiere skin that they could have for Green Arrow in Injustice 2. He was mentioned in Green Arrow's ending in the first Injustice, where it said that the Green Arrow of the main universe went to the parallel universe and trained someone who would later become Red Arrow. Also, he's been in like hit shows like Arrow and the show Young Justice, which are both popular and have a strong fan base. So I wouldn't be too surprised if Red Arrow did become a premiere skin and maybe even had a short cameo in the story. Now they never did say that one character couldn't have multiple premiere skins, but I do think that it would be cool if Green Lantern had a Sinestro premiere skin as well. Like with Black Adam and Shazam, Green Lantern and Sinestro essentially have pretty much the same moves, but they use them differently, so I could definitely see them doing this. I know that some people who have already seen the league roster have been wondering why Sinestro isn't in a game, which personally I kind of see why, because Atrocitus is in, but if they were to do this, then they will be able to have all 3 of them as playable characters. It would be really cool to actually see this because I would love to see what Sinestro and Atrocitus would say to one another in intro dialogue, so hopefully NetherRealm Studios does make this happen. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, but like I said, this is only my list of possible premiere skins. Now some of you have seen the leaked roster and know that Red Hood isn't going to be on the main roster, which I know upsets a lot of people. I think that we can all agree that Red Hood is the character that is most anticipated by fans for Injustice 2. That being said, it's a bit crazy that he's not even on the main roster. There's a good chance though that he could be a DLC character because we are getting 9 DLC characters. With his high demand, I wouldn't imagine them not actually putting him in as a DLC character if not main roster, because it would actually make a lot of sense from a business standpoint, because a lot of people want him, therefore a lot of people will buy him. So I definitely see there being a high chance of him being a DLC character. But if that doesn't happen, I think then that maybe we could possibly see him as a premier skin for Robin or someone. I feel like there's no way that they would not have him in the game because of his high demand, and so if he's not on the main roster and for some reason he's not a DLC character, then maybe we might get him as a premier skin for someone in the game. Some people were really surprised to see Nightwing was replaced in Injustice 2 by Robin Damian Wayne, which I will say that personally I like Nightwing as a character better, but I'm okay with Robin being in the game. That said, we could possibly get a Nightwing premier skin for Robin maybe. Personally, I think that it would be cool because this would give us a way that we can still play Nightwing in Injustice 2, and Ed did discuss a while back before Robin was revealed who did we want to see the most in Injustice 2 between Red Hood, Robin Damian Wayne, and Nightwing, and Red Hood won with Nightwing coming in second and Robin coming in last, though Robin was the character who was put into the game. But I do think that Ed did this mainly to see the demand between the 3 different versions of Robin, so maybe since Nightwing did have a higher demand than Robin who is in the game, then maybe we can get a premier skin for him to compensate with that. We do know that Red Hood has a good chance of possibly being in the game, whether it's a DLC character or a premier skin. So even though he hasn't gotten put into the game yet, that is a way of compensating with him actually winning that poll. So maybe it could be the same thing with Nightwing. He did come in second and beat out Robin who is in the game, so we could possibly get a premier skin for him. That way they can kind of compensate for putting Robin in the game even though he was the one who lost the poll. Deathstroke was a character that I really wanted to see make a return in Injustice 2, but a lot of people kept saying that he was pretty much replaced by Deadshot, and considering that he wasn't on the lead roster, I guess it's safe to assume that all of these people were right. Most people are already saying that it was because he was too similar to Deadshot, which personally I think that the only thing that they have in common is that they both use guns, but I guess that maybe that might be his reason for not being in, because maybe the people at NetherRealm Studios feel the same way. But that being said, maybe we could possibly get Deathstroke as a premier skin for Deadshot then. They do both use guns, so I guess it does make sense, and I think that this would be a really good way for them to be able to work him into the game by making him premier skin. I really want to see Deathstroke in the game and would like to see his intro dialogue with other characters, definitely Deadshot, so hopefully that they will make this happen and make him an additional premier skin to be added into the game. And these are all the possible premier skins that I could think of for the characters who are going to be on the main roster for Injustice 2. And there's also that chance that we could get premier skins for any future DLC characters that we get in the game, so there could be even more premier skins added in. I'm sure there's a very good chance that we will be getting Sub-Zero as a guest DLC character for the game, so maybe we could get like a Ermac or a Reptile premier skin for him. Ed did somewhat tease Reptile being in Injustice 2 a while back, and he was also tweeting about Ermac around the same time as that tweet, so maybe that could mean something. And if we were to get someone like Starfire maybe as a DLC character, maybe we could get like a Blackfire premier skin or something. But whoever they decide to have as DLC, I think that there's a good possible chance that we can expect a premier skin or 2 from the DLC characters as well. Now before I end the video, I wanted to discuss a bit of information that we do know about premier skins based off of the questions answered during NetherRealm Studios Injustice 2 Watchtower live streams.
Exactly. And then you get into premieres. So like, we have not announced any of the premieres beyond the 3 that are part of the Ultimate, but I'll just say one of my favorite premieres, for example.
It's a good one.
It's a good one. That one, if I want a shortcut and buy it, I can't. If I don't want to wait for it to be a reward from the thing the mode we're not talking about, or something else dropping it in the game, if I want to save my time and just get it, I can. I can buy that with these source crystals. But a premier skin just puts the premier skin over the top. The gear you have underneath is the stats.
Right.
You can think of a premier skin as a really fancy shader for all intents and purposes. Yeah. So like when Power Girl takes over Supergirl, the visuals change, the intros change, and she says things that are Power Girl.
Right.
But you don't change the stats. That's the gear that you've earned in-game through playing, and only through playing.
So kind of like we've done a lot. Shortcuts.
Yep.
For those of you who don't have the kind of time others do, there's a way that you can get that stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so the first thing is that premier skins will essentially be like color shaders for the characters. So all the gear that you have on that character and the stats that you get from them will still be on that character when you change them with the Premier skin. So say if I had a Flash with some of the best gear in the game, when I put the Reverse Flash Premier skin on him, my Reverse Flash will have all of that gear. Now I'm not too sure still if you can change the Premier skin character's colors with the color shaders. They were a bit unclear about that, though I do think that is something that you will be able to do. The second bit of information was that the way you get Premier skins will be through either microtransactions, which would be you buying them or just getting source crystals to get them, or through a new mode that is yet to be announced. If you've seen the Injustice 2 mobile game leaks, you probably already know about source crystals. You get source crystals by purchasing them via microtransaction, which is the only way you can get them in Injustice 2's console version, and then you can use them to get things in the game. As they were saying in the stream, there's alternative ways to get things if you either don't have the time to do it or you just don't want to wait to do it. And I'm really curious on what this new mode will be to actually get Premier skins. I'm guessing that it's going to be some kind of challenge kind of thing that you will have to do, because I can't imagine it being something that will be too easy to do, because then everybody would do that instead of having to go out and actually buy these Premier skins. But this is a bit of new information that we've gotten so far on Premier skins. I'm really excited to see actually how these Premier skins will work in action. We're closing in on the end of the main roster with only 3 more characters who have yet to be revealed, and we already have another reveal coming this Thursday, so I'm sure that we will be getting some kind of information about Premier skins sometime soon, and maybe even some gameplay preview after all the characters have been revealed on the roster. But what do you guys think about my list of possible Premier skins? Will you like any of these characters to be Premier skins, or do you possibly have your own list of Premier skin characters? Also, are there any other questions that you guys may have about Premier skins still? Be sure to let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop it a like. I'd really appreciate the support. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to check out my other videos and possibly subscribe for more Injustice 2 content. This is Legend X Ronin, and I'll see you guys later.